Thank you. You made it to the centre. You know, you always tend to stand over at the side. I just shoved him across. Good evening, Your Royal Highnesses, everybody. This is a very exciting night for us, the more so because, as Graham said, it's completely unexpected. By contrast, you are expecting to see a film and deserve to, and I have no wish to delay that moment longer than I have to, but I just have to ask you to bear with me for a moment. When I came in eventually to the cinema tonight, I caught sight of a sign, which had been carefully covered up, saying 50 Shades of Grey. And I thought that possibly they covered it up because they thought it might be a disrespectful way of describing the audience here tonight, particularly given present company. But as I look out on this sea of expectant heads and the rainbow hues of colour on offer, it doesn't seem to me that it's much more than a limited description, and I'm happy about that, to see more than grey, however distinguished, on show here, because we discovered that age appropriate as a term had a rather larger application than we managed, or than we imagined rather, when we adapted Deborah Mogger's novel about British retirees in India in the first film. And I suppose it's true that we're hoping that we might be able to enlarge that definition a little further with this second film. If anybody in here, by the way, has no idea what I'm talking about, it's possible you've got the wrong night. 50 Shades of Grey resumes in this theatre tomorrow. We may not be able to offer you bondage, but our film, nevertheless, is a tempting feast, honestly. And we can offer as many shades as the next film, believe me. We go from radiant white to foxy silver, to stubborn brown, to darkest black, and in some cases to not very much at all. And to prove that, I've been able to bring some representative samples down to the stage with me, and I will introduce you to those fine heads of hair in a moment, and to the remarkable talents that they belong to. But before I do that, I need to mention one or two hair styles that could not be with us tonight because of competing work commitments. In the first instance, the spiky black of Dev Patel, who is filming in India at the moment. The, how shall I put it, the defiant but luxuriant mouse of Bill Nye, who is en route to New York to do the David Hare play Skylight, to Richard Gere, the silvery fox, the foxy silveriness, who is filming in New York, the delicate brunette of Penelope Wilton, who, as I speak, is on stage giving what I can attest is a brilliant performance around the corner at the Haymarket. The seductive waves of Tamsin Gregg, who likewise even now is singing and quite probably dancing around another corner at the Playhouse in Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. I also need to mention one other head of hair who you might not have expected to be here tonight, because he died in the last film, but I'm happy to say he is here. I usually get to introduce him because he's in every film I make, pretty much, although not this one for obvious reasons. Tom Wilkinson. Yay! Now that's already an ensemble anybody would envy, but I have to ask you now to welcome on the stage the remainder of my collaborators, starting with the young and blithely talented and ascending upwards to the venerable radiance of our two stars. I'm just going to ask you first to welcome somebody whose head of hair is exquisitely poised between black and grey, the enviably talented writer of both screenplays, Ol Parker.
Woo!
Next, a pair who turned out to be Sonny Kapoor's nightmare, the dark, dusky, and beautiful Tina Desai and Shazad Latif. The salt and pepper featheriness of Diana Hardcastle and Ronnie Pickup. The gorgeous and ardently sought-after contrasting tones of Celia Imrie and Lillete Dubey. And finally, if I may say so, the jewels in our crown, a glorious synthesis of grey and white, a pair who I think could vie with our distinguished guests for majesty and grace, our very own royal couple, Judi Dench and Maggie Smith. It's now going to follow, I hope, the briefest of pauses, but since you can all see the geography of this place, the time that it takes us and the cast to get to their seats up there, during which is probably a good opportunity to check your emails, and you're entirely entitled to do that so long as you turn your phones off again afterwards. After which, you will get to see the film. Assuming that the Odeon presses the right button, and if they don't, it could be an interesting evening. You will then get to see the second Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. We are hoping very much that it's worth the wait. We want to thank you for your patience, and we hope you enjoy the film. Thank you.